Happy Monday! Hey, or whatever day of the week you happen to be catching up on this. So hey, I hope your week is going great. And I don't know about you, but I'm just in a muffin mood. I wanted a sweet treat. And we have too many unhealthy sweet treats hanging around in our house right now. There is a chocolate peanut butter cake. There are peanut butter cookies that have been dipped in chocolate. And I'm like, oh my word, I need something sweet for me that is not going to blow my Weight Watcher points. So I was like, time to make some muffins. So I was like trolling on Facebook, or not Facebook, but Google, looking up. And I stumbled on one recipe that is super easy. They're called miracle muffins that you can adapt however you want. And then these pumpkin chocolate chip ones. And I've made both of these, but it's been a while. So I was like, oh, I totally need to be whipping these off. So I wanted to show you how easy these are. Now, these are high protein. So if you are doing Weight Watchers, just so you know, these are 1 point a piece. Now, they're not meant to be eaten like the entire batch for a meal, okay? They're meant to like have them with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, like just enjoy one or two. If you do have two, then it does count for 3 points. So just to let y'all know. So for my pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, I either bounce between the Kodiak mixes or the Crusties, the high protein. Okay, so just to give you an oogle, this is the one. I'm actually using the Crusties chocolate chip one today. So I'm doubling the recipe, guys. So for this, I actually am using the entire box. And then I also needed to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So that is already in here. And then I was curious because it called for 3/4 cups of pumpkin. So I was like, oh, is that a whole can? But when I measured it out and I doubled it, it's not quite a whole entire can. So I'm saving that last little bit. I don't even know where, here it is. I'm just using plain old Aldi's pumpkin, guys. Again, you know me and my Aldi's fetish, love it. But I'll save that last little bit. I'll just throw it in my smoothie in the morning. It'll be fine, because I know if I were to like be like, oh, I'll put it in the freezer and pull it out to yeah, it'll get lost and I'll just throw it away. So it'll go in my smoothie tomorrow. So again, we're going to be mixing up in one of our stainless steel bowls. And guys, again, if you don't have these in your kitchen, they are just the bomb. This is the medium size. I would like to say, oh, well, you know, I use this size the most or the small the most. I use them all the most. Like, seriously, a lot of times the large one is in my refrigerator. I think I told you guys that trick where if you put dry paper towels and drop your lettuce greens on, but don't put the lid on the right way. You turn it around backwards, because on the right way, the lid would actually seal this. When you turn that lid backwards so that the part that would normally go here is actually back here to the thumb hole, right? That provides enough air ventilation so that you can get your heartier greens like your iceberg and your romaine to last like 12 to 14 days. Your more delicate greens like your spring mix and arugula, things like that, like 10 to 12 days, okay? So just don't forget to add that towel in there, okay? That dry paper towel, right? So love these bowls. And I don't know if you can see, but they actually have the measurements in there. So like when mom is making her homemade bread, she will actually use these as her measurements because she makes 4 loaves at a time. So it's a lot of flour she's measuring. But even at the holidays when I'm making massive, like I'll quadruple, or what is it called if you like do a recipe times 6? Sextuple? When I'm making those bigger batches, again, I'll use these bowls for my measuring cups rather than okay, so there's another little tip. So again, we have the protein mix is already in here, the muffin mix, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out, we're going to go ahead and throw in some of our spices. And guys, for a limited time, okay, and just know until they sell out, we have our coriander cinnamon is back, baby. Okay, it's back. Oh my goodness. Now this recipe calls for a teaspoon, so doubled. I would need 2 teaspoons of this. With the coriander cinnamon, it's got a lot of bang. Okay, for your buck. So I will half the amount. So I will literally only use 1 teaspoon of this. And I have been hoarding this Cinnamon Plus. Well, that is out again. I have another brand new bottle. But I was hoarding this because I love it so much. This has the cinnamon plus like all your other spices, like your cloves, your nutmeg, your ginger. So when you're doing your pies or your breads or whatever, you don't have to be like measuring out each individual thing. Okay, it's all in here. And again, the recipe called for a pumpkin pie spice. It would have been 2 teaspoons. Again, I'll just use 1 of this. But some of you who have been buying Pepper Chef for years, you're gonna like know, like, oh yeah, that's an old bottle. But I seriously was hoarding it. because I love it so much. Guys, don't miss out. Like, you will be having the sad eyes if you don't pick up a bottle of each. Like, seriously, they are so good. Love to sprinkle them on top of my coffee because it just makes it like a whole, like, just like cafe style beverage. It's so good. And remember, cinnamon is so good for you. It helps even out your blood sugar levels. So especially for my diabetics out there, really incorporating some cinnamon into your coffee or even sprinkling it over just anything, your oatmeal, things like that. Butternut squash with it sprinkled on, it's just divine, okay? So it really helps. So there we go. But don't miss out, guys. Like I said, these are only out for a limited time, and then they are saying goodbye. Our Madagascar Double Bourbon Vanilla is also back for a limited time. They only harvest the beans for that like once a year, and the taste is absolutely outstanding. So again, make sure you're grabbing that, okay? Especially on my little bakers out there. Okay, so we have that going on. Boop, boop, boop. Now we're gonna drop in our pumpkin. Boop, just like that. That's how those measure all cups work. If you don't have 1, 2, or 10 in your house, like you need these, guys, because again, the red side is for your solids, and you saw how I had the pumpkin. I had it measured out, and I was able to just boop like that. Now, check it, check it, check it. Here's the 1 cupper. So here's your 2 cupper. Here's our 1 cupper, and I needed a cup of water. So here I'm using the blue side. Remember, blue is like the ocean. So the blue side is for your liquids. So you're thinking like your oils, your milk, water, okay? So you really need all the sizes in your kitchen. Doesn't matter if you're a baker or a cook, they're all gonna complement, okay? So now let's go ahead, start getting this a stir here. And then I do need to crack in 2 eggs, okay? I know I should be cracking these into a separate container to catch any shells. I'm lazy like that. So there, how about that? I do it directly into the bowl. Okay, so we have those going on, got our little eggs. Now, a lot of people will ask me like, Grace, you know, I'm looking to start my scraper collection. Which scraper do you recommend? It would be a tie between the mix and scrape, or the mix and scrape or the small mix and scrape. This time of year, especially, I do tend to go more for the mix and scrape. It's the bigger of the two because I'm, again, making heavier batters, like my quick breads, muffins, things like that. But then if I am also doing, oh goodness, like a potato salad, or I'm mixing up, like just yesterday we made twice baked potatoes in the air fryer, and we did a big batch of that potato mix. It was just nice to have a big beefy scraper to be able to mix it all. It really packs a lot of punch, okay? And the beautiful thing with these, for those who don't have it, is you can see it's like a spoonula, okay? So it's scraping my bowl as I'm going, but it's also mixing, and these things get every last little bit. I'm curious, who out there has some of our scrapers? I'm telling you, they're not like the ones that you're, you know, buying at Walmart or the Dollar Tree, and you're thinking you're getting such a deal. Guys, come on. I used to buy all those back in the day, and I know what would happen. You'd own it for like 3 days, right? And you'd be like stirring, and oh, the head falls off in your batter, and you're like, oh, whoops. And you would just kind of like shove it back on. And then you do that for like a few months. Did you ever like look down in there? Don't. It's like a science experiment. There's like something living in there. It's like, right? So, ew, right? Or, oh my goodness, I remember I had this like Dollar Tree scraper, right? When Ryan and I, Cutie Heavy and I were first married, right? And I left it in a pot with some marinara just bubbling away. I came back out and the whole scraper had like totally, this Dollar Tree scraper, it like totally melted into like a perfect like L. I was like, oh, ah. So me, in my brilliance, thought, hey, if I heat up another pan, yeah, oh my word, and I put it back in, I could like melt it back and make it straight again. Do you see where this is going? No, it didn't melt. It melted just off. It just broke off. And Ryan was like totally dying. He was like, seriously, babe? And when I got these, I was like, oh my word, they don't melt. This is amazing. They resist staining. They are like the best. I can't remember exactly how old these two are, but they are pretty darn old. And we have more in the kitchen that Mom has had for years because it's just something we use all the time. So look how nice that batter came together, guys. Okay? We didn't even need a mixer for this. And now, I know this was a chocolate chip protein mix, but okay, I'm gonna hold this up. Look at those sad little chocolate chips. They're like smaller than my pinky nail. Oh goodness, like we can't be having that. Oh, I'm gonna throw The recipe didn't call for it, but I'm doing a little titcheroo of vanilla. Guys, if you don't have this little guy, I mean, look at how ridiculously cute that mini Easy Read measuring cup. It's a 1/4 cup. It has all the tablespoon measurements on the side. I love this. I actually keep one out all day long. Because again, I do Weight Watchers, and for those of you who know me for like 5 seconds, you know I love coffee, and I love coffee creamers, and I am a little heavy-handed. Where are my other heavy-handed people? Like, maybe the only reason you drink coffee is for the creamer? So I actually measure out my creamer. I measure out 4 tablespoons of my fat-free half and half and 3 tablespoons of my sugar-free peppermint mocha. That's what I'm drinking this time of year to keep me in check. But I use this, and then I just give it a quick rinse when I'm done, and it just stays out all day. Love it. It's just so cute. What was I doing? I threw all that in, and then I was turning around for some, oh, the chocolate chips. That's right. So here's another little tip. Guys. If you are not shopping at or looking around to find some kind of grocery discount store, you need to get your game on. If you put out there, like, to your friends who live local, like within a 30-minute drive of you, like, hey guys, is there, like, is anyone aware of like some kind of grocery discount store out there that you could hook me up with? We lived here in this area for probably about, oh gosh, I want to say 12 years almost, before I discovered in Berwick, Pennsylvania, this place called Surplus Outlet. And some people are like, oh my word, I would never shop at one of those places. Everything's out of date and you're gonna die. No, that's not true. Are some of the things out of date? Yeah, so you watch, like, you're not gonna buy the mayonnaise that's all like warped in and like growing and ew, right? Okay, you're gonna be smart, but like, guys, look, I scored Godiva chocolate chips. Now, for those of you like are out there, you're like, you know how much these cost. This is like the good stuff. Look at the price on that. 99 cents. Like, and I'm using them in baking, so it doesn't even matter. Like last year, I scored amazing, I think they were Toll House chocolate chips. They were 4 for $1 because they must have sat out in the heat somewhere, and you could feel the chips in there were kind of a little like melted together. Who cares? I was going to use them to melt down for my peanut butter balls anyway. I'm like, 4 for $1? Oh my word. So that's a little tip to you guys. Don't put your noses up to these grocery outlets. You can find deals out the wazoo, especially if you're on a special diet. Like if you're gluten-free, you would not believe the number of keto items that I see, like the keto bars that are like ridiculously expensive and stuff. But you got to ask around, because I find that sometimes these places like to hide, right? They're maybe off the beaten path. People don't know. So put it out there and find, because man, you could be feeding your family in style. I mean, Godiva chocolate chips, 99 cents. This Cresties, right? This sells for over $3 at Walmart. I got it for 79 cents. Boom. Yep, there you go. So, but you have to ask around. And to me, even if it was like an hour away, to go once a month, it's still worth it because you can get stocked up on things, okay? So just a little tip. I find a lot of people aren't aware of that. Okay, there we go. My batter is looking beautiful. Can you see that? Okay, so that's my pumpkin muffins. So that's all stirred. That's ready to bake off, okay? You get out of here. There we go. Now, the next one, the miracle muffins. Again, so easy, guys. So what we're gonna do is, what I've already done is I dropped 4 bananas in here and I used our mix and chop. I get that most of you own this, but what you're doing is you're only using it for your ground beef, which is fine. But guys, use it to be like mashing up your bananas for all of your quick breads and muffins, and use it on your pie crust to do the steam holes. It gives it such a pretty look. When you do your peanut butter cookies or your sugar cookies and you drop them, use your mix and chop to put fun designs, especially the closer you get to Christmas. You can make it look like an ornament, or if you do like clear and blue crystals, it'll look like a snowflake. It's so cool. You can even do this to make like a chunky style mashed potato, okay? But I find that people are like, oh my word, I was only thinking of, doing up my ground meat. No. And you can use it to like all stir. Oh, and last but not least, if you're gonna do off some scrambled eggs, like a big amount, like a dozen or whatever, crack them all in your bowl. Take this guy, boom, done. Drop them in your pan. Go, eat, drink, and be merry, okay? Now, the bananas look a little dark because I did drop some vanilla in there as well, okay? So just so you're not like, why are bananas so weirdly dark? And remember, bananas will keep longer if you separate them. If you leave them on the bunch, they're gonna ripen faster. If you separate them, they'll take their time. And if you don't want the weird strings on your banana that make the kids go, eee, peel them from the bottom, because think about it, monkeys taught us this. When the bananas are hanging, is a monkey like gonna be, oh no, they're gonna come from the bottom, peel it, and they're gonna take the fruit, okay? So a little bonus tip, okay? Okay, so we have that all stirred. So now what we're gonna do, for this I am using the Crusties, okay? And we're gonna drop 1 cup. Did I say Crusties? I meant Kodiak. We're gonna use the Kodiak mix. So this is just their all-purpose baking mix. Again, you could totally use, they have a double chocolate, they have a blueberry lemon, they've got a cinnamon one, all kinds of good ones. But for this, and you can see I've already used part of the package for other muffins. So we're gonna do 1 cup. So again, this was 4 bananas, okay, 4 very nice bananas. The recipe did not call for vanilla. I threw it in because I love me some vanilla. Okay, now we're gonna drop in 1 cup of the Kodiak mix. Little shout out for our little Twix-It clips. Guys, if you own these and you find, oh man, they've lost kind of the tightness. They're like super loose. Heat up some water. Once it comes to boiling, you would drop your Twix-It clips in, let them go for about 20 to 30 seconds, and it tightens them right back up. So they should last for you for, gosh, years and years. You'll probably be buried with them, okay? So again, 4 bananas. I threw in some vanilla because I wanted to. 1 cup of the Kodiak mix. Now I just did a cardinal sin. Can anybody tell me what that was? I just did it again. I'm trying to give you a tip here. Anybody guess what I'm totally doing wrong? I'll tell you. I'm cracking my eggshells on the countertop. You have to remember, in eggs, the salmonella is not inside the egg. It's on the outside. So I could technically be putting salmonella right there on my countertop. So what you actually want to do is crack your eggs off the side of your bowl or off the inner portion of your sink. Okay, because those are areas that are going to get washed anyway. By cracking on your countertop, if you get busy and forget to wipe that area, or a family member were to come by and maybe touch it and then touch somewhere their face, you could actually be setting somebody up for salmonella poisoning. Okay, so we never want to crack our eggs off our countertops. I did that on purpose because I used to do that for years, and actually I had a friend share that with me because she actually contracted salmonella poisoning that way. So again, crack them off the side of your bowl, off the inside of your sink, you're good to go. Okay, so we've got 4 eggs that I dropped in, 1 cup of the Kodiak mix, and a little dash of vanilla. Okay, again, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I find in recipes, so if you are looking up these high protein muffins and quick breads and things, especially when they only call for just the baking mix, I have a sweet tooth. It's just not as sweet as I would like it. So I do like to drop in about 1/4 cup of the Splenda brown sugar. Okay. There we go. It's just my personal preference. You do not need to do that, my friends. I just like it. Okay. So now we're just going to give this a quick mixie up. I could have used my mix and chop, I guess, right? I should have, to show you how versatile. Okay, you could do a little lemon zest in here, or orange zest would actually be, now that I'm thinking I should probably do that. That would be lovely in these, wouldn't that be? Yeah, because we're going to add some blueberries here. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, getting him all stirred up. We're using the kids' mixing bowl here. If you don't have this bad boy, he's just great. He's got the silicone on the bottom, so he doesn't move around. Super lightweight, so if you have any hand or wrist issues, love him, love him. Now again, if you're going to need a bowl that has a lid so you can be storing things in your fridge, that's when you're going to go with the stainless steel bowls because they're nice and lightweight as well. Okay, we have that. It's all stirred up. Boop. Okay, now if you have an allergy to bananas, you could actually swap out, you know how you can buy the little applesauce cups, right? Send them in your kids' lunch. 1 applesauce cup per banana for this recipe, so you'd actually do 4 applesauce cups. So there you go, because sometimes I'll get that. People message me and say, hey, I actually have an allergy to bananas. How could I do that? And I'm like, this is so easy. Here's my blueberries in our nice little fine mesh colanders. Guys, I will tell you, these are a beast to clean because they're so fine mesh. I mean, when you need to rinse quinoa and all those little tiny pastas, these are going to be your BFFs. But to wash them by hand, ugh. So I recommend you're either going to toss them in your dishwasher or you're going to pick up, you ready? You're going to pick this up, the dual-sided cleaning brush. You can see the bristles come to a little taper, right? Gets in every little nook and cranny. Look at that guy. Look at the little pointed spot. You can also get it there, but think about the wonders this does around your sink, right? All those edges around your sink, all around your faucet, all around the little gasket down in your sink. Keep one in your kitchen. Keep one in your bathroom. You think you're clean until you run one of these around your toilet, and then you're like, ah! Please do not use the same one for your kitchen and bathroom. Just saying, okay? But I forget what I had drained off of these when I first got them, and I remember washing them by hand, and I was like, ah! And then the cutie hubby was actually like, hey, why don't you use that, you know, really cool kitchen brush you have, the dual side? I'm like, oh my word, brilliant! So, now that's the smallest one. You do get 3 of them. You get the medium and the large, and I'm just telling you what, guys. I know, again, you can go to the dollar store, you can buy the plastic one, right, that has the little legs. And in like 1.5 weeks, one of the legs breaks off. So every time you go to, you know, drain the elbow noodles for the mac and cheese, it's all like wonky. Or maybe the water was a little too hot, so it's kind of warped in a little bit, right? Or you got the metal one, but then it started to rust, where ours is not going to do that. And also, most colanders have a bigger mesh to them, so if you tried to rinse your quinoa or even anything like rice or barley or those little pepperoncini noodle like things, right? They go right through. Not with these. They are the bomb. Oh, this is looking good. You know, I think I'm going to use all. Why not? Let's live large. Okay. There we go. Look at how pretty that's coming. So now what will I bake these in? I could do a traditional muffin pan, but I like actually to get creative. So I would probably do some of them in my brownie pan. And if you guys only have one of these, you need more. I have multiples of these, and I will use a cupcake liner in here because I like the easy cleanup that I can just pull it out and then put this right back away as long as I don't slop anything. But love this pan. We just did mini meatloafs in here yesterday for lunch, and it cut the time down drastically. It was nice because it's all portion control, and I actually made more than what we needed, and we froze off half, okay? You can do your stuffing in here, so nice little stuffing bites for people for Thanksgiving. Goodness, you can mix up your pancake mix, guys, and drop that in here and make little pancake bites to, you know, be taking out. I will tell you, if you do the pancake bites, drop a little bacon on top. Hello, lovely, right? So that's our brownie pan. I'll be using him. This pan is actually on the outlet right now as I'm making this video, but you could watch this 3 weeks from now and it might not be available. It's got the beautiful back. Here we go. I think the Christmas one might already be sold out, but what's really cool is it's all leaf print. Look at how cute. So I definitely will be doing some of them in here because it is just fun. It is super cute. I love the non-stick. Guys, I'm telling you, this isn't going to last on the outlet. Nothing ever does. So if you are salivating on this, you need to go to www.pamperedchef.biz, biz/chef, C-H-E-F, Grace. pamperedchef.biz/chef Grace, because again, these are on the outlet and they're not going to last because they're so cute. Oh my word, love it. Okay, or I might even do, especially these blueberry ones, I might do some mini bunts with them. Now guys, I will only fill about 1/3 of the way up because I want to keep them around that 1 point. But it's such a fun way to bake these off. And if you don't have this, you can hear the screaming toddler, get your large scoop because that will be the perfect portion control for my brownie pan or even for the leaf pan or for your muffin pans, okay? I find most people own our medium scoop and they forget about our large one, and he's your perfect portion size for your cupcakes, your muffins, even like for your Thanksgiving meal, if you tend to be like me and a little heavy-handed with your mashed potatoes, this is a 1/4 cup, so in case you want to know for portion control. So my darlings, I need to go and find out why the toddler is screaming. I know why he is. He actually just got up from his nap, so he usually needs mommy to hold him and rock him with some chocolate milk for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so he can be reacquainted with the world. So my darlings, the batters are going to have to wait for about 10 or 15 minutes. I hope this inspired you to get baking and open your world up to some really good, healthy, high-protein options, okay? So hey guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching.